couple of weeks ago I was talking about having some kind of structure, and I've had a dip of energy in the last sort of like couple of weeks, so I've tried to get myself into a routine of going out for a walk each day just to clear my head, take the dog out. And then I also talked about, you know, just creating projects. So what I wanted to do this time was I wanted to create a sort of 1970s folk project. So when I was in the first year of senior school, I was also doing some of those folk clubs that were around. Rochester Folk Club, Dartford Folk Club. But Rochester Folk Club was a really well-known folk club, so you'd have people like Peggy Seeger going there, Julie Felix, stuff like that. And they were those sort of traditional folksters. And then gradually, as you came into the 70s, you then started to get bands like Pentangle that were then taking folk a little further, making it more progressive, which I always found interesting. And you know, you had Fairport Convention and other female-led, always talking about, you know, fair maidens and things like that. And I really did like that. And then, of course, you then got into the sort of real sort of prog folk stuff, where they started introducing electric instruments but still keeping the sort of chord structures. So years ago, when I was playing in around Gravesend, I must have been about 14 or 15, and my brother had a studio there called GPM Studios, and he ran it with a guy called Roger Gunkel. And it was just a 4-track place, but a couple of great musicians went through there. And so I wanted to get in touch with some of those musicians that were around then. There's a guy called Roger Blackman, who was a great bass player of the time and played in bands like that. So I thought he'd be great if I could contact him, which we did. And he's agreed to come on board for the project. So my brother and I are writing some of the stuff, and we'll be looking for other musicians, vocalists and things like that. But what it's made me do is it's made me go back to the acoustic guitar, which I haven't played for ages, and it bloody hurts, and sort of like gonna sort of like explore those chords that they use, you know, these, they did all that kind of thing, you know. And then so I've written about 5 songs in the last I would say week and a half, and then my brother's got a couple of on the go, and we're just going to start recording them in September and just see what comes out. But it's been a great exercise for me to lock myself into just playing acoustic stuff, and so that I'm not getting distracted by the wailings of an electric guitar, and gradually putting some stuff together. And it's really focused me. I've enjoyed the time. And of course, you're doing these things and you don't know whether there's any point to them. Is anyone going to listen? Are they going to sell any, you know, records? Is it going to be played on Spotify? Who bloody knows? I don't know. But the most important thing is to start with the music and to enjoy the music and the process of writing it. So that's what we're going to do.